This is the case of Paula Sladewski. Paula Sladewski was born on November 15, 1983 in Garden City, Michigan. Little is known about her early years, but what is clear is that she had a troubled home life. Her father was largely absent, and her mother allegedly allowed her to date a 29-year-old man when she was just 14. The teen's older sister, Kelly, was the one who reported the man to the authorities. As Paula Sladewski grew older, she started dreaming of becoming a model. By the age of 19 or 20, she was interested in becoming a Playboy playmate. In 2003, Sladewski appeared in the video Playboy, the Ultimate Playmate Search. But unfortunately for Sladewski, this appearance didn't end up being the major breakthrough for her career that she had likely been anticipating. After the Playboy video, Sladewski struggled to find jobs as a model, and reportedly began working as an exotic dancer to make ends meet. When she was in her mid-20s, she started a relationship with Kevin Klim, who was about 8 years older than her. Many of Sladewski's loved ones saw numerous red flags in the relationship right off the bat. They had a horrible relationship, remembered Sladewski's stepfather, Richard Watkins, according to ABC News. I have told them from the start that they shouldn't be together. Watkins has also said that Sladewski had once even texted an ex-boyfriend during her relationship with Klim, saying that he was trying to kill her. Months before she was murdered, in the summer of 2009, Sladewski had been arrested in California for attacking Klim with a deadly weapon. According to Watkins, Sladewski had smashed a bottle over Klim's head. The charges against Sladewski were later dropped. But then, that December, Klim was arrested in Michigan for breaking Sladewski's nose. By that point, the couple had been dating about a year and a half, and they decided to stay together despite their problems. They even planned a trip to Miami to ring in the new year. According to NBC News, Sladewski was especially interested in attending a midnight Lady Gaga concert. Since this is the hottest ticket in town, all the she heard the celebrities going to be there, and she didn't want anything to do with anything else, Klim recalled. She had to go to Lady Gaga. Unfortunately, this trip to Miami would be the last trip Sladewski ever took. Even during what was meant to be a short, fun trip, Paula Sladewski and Kevin Klim's relationship was in turmoil. In the early hours of January 3, 2010, the two entered Miami's club space, but they didn't leave together. According to the Miami New Times, Club Space says that Sladewski and Klim were engaged in a physical altercation with each other at the bar area of Club Space at approximately 7 a.m. on January 3rd. Klim was promptly escorted outside of the venue, where he got into a taxicab. Sladewski was asked to leave the club after Klim, a moment captured on video surveillance at around 7:20 a.m. In the video, Sladewski is escorted outside by an employee and a member of Club Space's management staff. The video captured some of Sladewski's last known moments, but a witness later reported seeing Sladewski leave a nearby parking lot with an unidentified man. It would eventually be named as a potential suspect. Later that day, Klim says he woke up in his hotel room, hungover and trying to put things together from the night before. He was alarmed to see that Sladewski was not in bed next to him. Even when the couple had fights in the past, Sladewski would always eventually come home. Klim later told NBC News that he tried to contact the police and file a missing persons report, but they told him that he had to wait 24 hours. And I'm freaking out. We're from out of town. We're vacationing, he said. You know, it's not like her for her to be gone this long. Tragically, about 14 hours after Sladewski left Club Space, police received a call about a burning dumpster in North Miami, about 120 blocks north of Club Space in an industrial area. In the dumpster, authorities found the badly burned body of Paula Sladewski, who was identified by her dental records. Unsurprisingly, Kevin Klim was quickly named a person of interest in the murder case. After all, he and Paula Sladewski had fought often during their relationship, and he was one of the last people known to have seen her alive. But even though some remain suspicious of him because of their history, he has long been cleared by police as a potential suspect. Sladewski's sister, Kelly Ferris, who was heavily involved in raising awareness about the case, also doubts that Klim was responsible, citing the remote location of the dumpster where Sladewski's body was found. He had no way of transporting her. They didn't even have a rental car. After police saw the surveillance footage outside Club Space that showed Klim and Sladewski leaving the venue separately, they started believing that Klim was innocent. Klim's case for his innocence was further strengthened after a witness reported seeing Sladewski leave a parking lot near the venue with a heavy-set black male or Hispanic male with a goatee. Before long, police released a sketch of the man based on the witness description. Unfortunately, this possible suspect was not captured on camera, and there was some confusion in the media after Klim publicly suggested that the potential suspect could have been a bouncer at Club Space. Unfortunately, this possible suspect was not captured on camera, and there was some confusion in the media after Klim publicly suggested that the potential suspect could have been a bouncer at Club Space, or perhaps even the man who was captured on camera walking behind Sladewski after she was escorted out of the venue that morning. The individual walking behind Paula on the video, contrary to Mr. Klim's claims, is not a man who resembles the man in the police sketch. The man escorting Paula in the video is Caucasian with no facial hair, Club Space responded in a statement. The venue added, "None of our security staff or employees abandoned their post or their shift at 7 a.m. to follow Paula. They are all on camera and accounted for. Furthermore, the police sketch of the possible suspect does not match any of our security staff or employees." The possible suspect's identity remains unknown to this day, but Klim believes it was a man who had already been speaking with Sladewski that night, perhaps a customer in Club Space. He doesn't think that she would have gone off with a stranger she met on the street. She knew how to read guys, and listen, she'd been working in clubs in Detroit for 8 years. Okay, Detroit's not a nice area, and she never had any problems. According to CBS News, North Miami Police Commander Michael Gaudio believes that the murderer was someone who was very familiar with the industrial area where Paula Sladewski's body was dumped, and may have even lived nearby. The theory is that she was killed someplace else and was brought there, and someone had known where the dumpster was. That's not something that someone had common knowledge of. More than a decade later, Gaudio says that he is still haunted by the unsolved murder case. It's the one I didn't solve. To be unable to give the family closure bothers me. I still think about it to this day. And that was the case of Paula Sladewski.